Coming up on Valley News Live at 6, Minnesota Cass County deputies need your help in an open investigation. Plus, North Dakota lawmakers are calling a commission into the January 6th Capitol riot unnecessary. And police in parts of Minnesota are getting a new kind of training to help better intervene on certain situations. Valley News Live at 6 starts right now.
This is Valley News Live at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I am Nishay Taylor. Investigators in Cass County, Minnesota need your help identifying a few people involved in an investigation. Take a look at this picture. The female you see and the man on the left standing next to the car with the door open are people of interest in a case in Pillager, Minnesota. If you have any information, you can contact the Cass County, Minnesota Sheriff's Office at the number on your screen. That's 218-547-1424. And several people were taken to the hospital, with one person being charged with a DUI following multiple accidents in Grand Forks today. Grand Forks police were sent to an injury accident involving 4 vehicles at the intersection of 17th Avenue South and Cherry Street. One of the vehicles had left the scene going south on Cherry Street. A short time later, it was reported that same vehicle was stopped 3 blocks south at Campbell Drive and Cherry Street. Officers located the vehicle and the driver. 18-year-old Austin Bicker was identified as the striking driver. He was transported to a local hospital by ambulance to be checked for injuries. He was later taken to Grand Forks County Correctional Center on charges of DUI, leaving the scene of an accident, and disobeying a judicial order. Meanwhile, police are on the scene of a car that flipped last night in South Fargo at the intersection of 1st Avenue North and 10th Street North. It happened just before 7 p.m. We reached out to Fargo police for more information on the incident, but have yet to hear back. Now it's been a cold and windy day outside mixed with some clouds. Summer is in now with a look at our forecast. Summer, what can we expect?
Nishay, I'm sure a lot of people might not be happy with me tonight. I know we were forecasting highs in the 80s for Fargo. We only made it to 58 degrees. So I'm not any happier than you are, but I do have an explanation. We had a cold front that passed through today. Quicker than expected to the south and east. Temperatures still in Fergus Falls are in the 70s, but take a look up in Langdon, only 46, only 48 in Devil's Lake. And that same cold front was supposed to spark off a few stronger to an isolated severe thunderstorms, but radar is looking quiet, just cloudy tonight because, again, that cold front has now exited our region and things are definitely quieter, cooler, and cloudy. And you can tell that cold front has passed through because the breeze is mostly out of the north, gusting to 28 miles per hour in Wahpeton. The rest of tonight in Fargo, things are looking pretty quiet, but I do have another chance of storms in the forecast. I'll tell you about it in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Summer. Police say an argument outside of a nightclub led to a shooting where 2 people were killed and 8 others injured. This all unfolded around 2 a.m. in downtown Minneapolis. Authorities said during the confrontation, 2 people pulled out guns and began shooting at each other. Officers who were nearby as bars closed rushed to the area to help the victims. 2 people died at the scene. Police say 7 people had non-life-threatening injuries. So far, no arrests have been made. President Joe Biden will host George Floyd's family at the White House next week on the anniversary of his death. Floyd died at the hands of police on May 25th of last year. Biden first met with the Floyd family in June 2020 when he traveled to Houston to offer condolences ahead of George Floyd's funeral. Last month, the president also spoke with George Floyd's brother after a jury convicted former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin in the killing. This latest visit comes as lawmakers are likely to miss the president's initial May 25th deadline for passing a bipartisan police reform bill. And as the anniversary of George Floyd's murder approaches, some people are hoping to pass a bill in his name that would overhaul policing. The George Floyd Justice in Policing Act would ban chokeholds, prohibit no-knock raids, and create a national registry of officers who are disciplined for serious misconduct. The House approved the bill earlier this year, but it faces resistance from Republicans in the closely divided Senate. Minneapolis police officers and their training have been in the spotlight for a number of events over the last year. The city is considering a new type of training that emphasizes how to better intervene in certain situations. Jennifer Hoff explains.
It's one thing to teach everyone how to intervene, but if no one is available to receive that intervention, I think you would all agree this training is lost.
Like a lot of things, active bystandership for law enforcement, or ABLE training, is happening over Zoom, rooted in years of research to help people better intervene and prevent harm in certain situations. Project Director Lisa Kurtz.
People came into this class really skeptical, thinking, oh, this is just another day of police training, and left the class going, that was the best training I've received in my career.
It's used in the airline industry, hospital settings, and college campuses, and most recently, police departments. Started by psychologist Irvin Staub after the Rodney King beating, and first implemented by New Orleans police. The training identifies why people don't intervene, social science experiments on what's called the bystander effect, and proactive solutions.
The three strategies are a direct intervention, a distraction, or delegating the intervention.
Agencies that sign up are required to get recommendation letters, adhere to community standards, and participate in surveys that measure whether there is a culture shift in the organization. ABLE also performs quarterly follow-ups after the training sessions. The first is 20 hours, and then each officer completes 8 hours with yearly refresher courses, and all of it is free.
I think a lot of departments have been really interested in showing the community that they're doing something proactive, that they're not waiting for something horrible to happen in their jurisdiction.
The Minneapolis mayor saying just this week at a news conference he plans to start requiring ABLE training for all sworn personnel in the months ahead.
ABLE is based at the Innovative Policing Program at Georgetown Law. 116 other agencies have signed up for it, including the state of New Jersey and the New York Police Department. An accused Capitol rioter charged with allegedly spraying chemicals on police will have to stay in jail. A judge denied Daniel Caldwell's request for house arrest, saying he's too dangerous. Most alleged Capitol rioters charged with using weapons or turning violent are being detained. Caldwell is pleading not guilty, and that's even though he's seen on video spraying police. He admitted doing so on social media. Congressional Democrats want an investigation into why security failed during the Capitol siege on January 6th, but most Republicans don't. The House approved the commission to investigate the attack, but only 35 Republicans supported the legislation. Those in the Senate don't agree with it, including Senator Kevin Cramer, to call it unnecessary.
We're talking about an event that we'd all like to put behind us, not continue to discuss it for months and years into the future. And I just think that the commission, that the January 6th commission that's coming out of the House is duplicative, unnecessary, and very well could be harmful.
Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell has come out against his commission, and it's unlikely the required 10 Senate Republicans will cross party lines to support it. And later on Valley News Live at 6. How one group is raising money to help the homeless and those in need. But first, there is a better chance of strong or severe thunderstorms tomorrow, especially out the west. Summer will time out and show how far east they could make it coming up.